Hello once again, everyone, and welcome back to more Fate Grand Order. You may have noticed that this and the last two videos have all been recorded back to back. It's day one of the event, and I want to be able to start grinding. So, let's keep going. I see. So Earth was turned in endless white after you restored humanity. I knew the human realm was tumultuous, but that's well beyond anything I could have imagined. And you Chaldeans are trying to set things right? That's a huge responsibility for someone so young. I'm impressed. The Enma-tei is primarily an inn for gods. We don't usually let humans stay here very long. But since you two have found your way here by accident, I can't turn you away now. I can't leave the Enma-tei myself, but I'll do whatever I can to ensure you have a pleasurable time. Here, help yourselves to this freshly caught yellowtail sashimi. We also have Japanese seer fish broiled with miso and yuzu, if you'd like some. Thank you very much. This is really happening, isn't it? I really am having a meal in a Japanese-style dining room, with tatami mats and everything. The storied architecture, the fresh, colorful, delicious food wrapped in timeless tradition. Now I know how Orochimaru felt! I'm comfortable declaring this to be the Tamate Bako of dining. I'm, somewhat familiar with the story of Orochimaru. Not enough to explain it. Indeed, indeed. I can't even remember the last time anyone ate in the Enma-tei's dining room. And for those latest someones to neither be fallen gods nor monsters claiming to be gods, but humans, well, I've never heard of such a thing. Ho ho ho! Life certainly is full of surprises, isn't it? I haven't seen the madam have this much fun in ages. Who are you, and where'd you come from? Don't you know it's rude to try to take food off someone else's plate? I only did so in jest, I assure you. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Moneyed Monkey. It's been 500 years now since I first came to the Enma-tei. I enjoyed it so much I extended my stay. Before I knew it, I had mysteriously forgotten the way back to where I came from. I am but an oddball that decided to live here. Suffice to say, I'm a guest at this inn just like you. Or at least I will be until my wallet runs empty. I suppose that's one way to put it. What actually happened was he used all the money he had to pay for 5 centuries of accommodations up front, all because he didn't want to work anymore. Oh, mood. So I wouldn't say he forgot the way home so much as he irresponsibly decided to begin his retirement early. Ho ho ho! Have you ever cared for a bunch of monkeys before? It's an exhausting endeavor, I assure you. They only ever do whatever they feel like and leave anything difficult for someone else to take care of. I had more than enough of that for one lifetime, so now I would like to live out the rest of my days in peace here at the Enma-tei. Now come, let me pull up a cushion and join you as a fellow guest. Here, young Oni, would you care for a glass of Sparrow's Dance, Enma-tei's famous local wine? Oh, down it all in one gulp, and it's just like dying and going to heaven. No, thank you. I never drink while I am on duty, and besides, I have no tolerance. More importantly, did you say you used to take care of monkeys? It's your fault. We ran into a group of demonic monkeys attacking a sparrow on the way here. Are they the ones you... Them? Perish the thought! Those demonic monkeys and I may as well be different species altogether. Those foul apes have been making all sorts of trouble in and around Enma-tei as of late. They steal food from the pantry and valuables from the vault. They attack any sparrow they come across out on the mountains. It's chaos. As a fellow monkey, I did try to lecture them on the error of their ways, but to no avail. They simply ran off again, not even sparing me so much as a glance. Would you please not speak of this, Moneyed Monkey? I'm trying to make our new guests feel welcome. Oh, yes, of course. I do beg your pardon. If I hadn't said anything, madam, you would never have brought it up. Poor taste though it may be, I feel it is important they know what's been taking place. Besides, these fine people seem capable of handling themselves in a fight. I imagine they must be quite accustomed to performing good deeds on their travels. Isn't that right, Miss Fox Courtesan? Surely you must be a famous divine spirit, no? Stop it. I'm just your everyday beautiful shrine maiden Fox, a heroine who has never been in a fight in her life. Sure. If the inn has problems, the inn's employees can handle them. We're just here to relax and have fun. We're not looking for any trouble. We're not even here to repair this singularity. I see you're still just as assertive when you need to be, Tamamo. She's right, moneyed monkey. I'll take care of the demonic monkeys once I have some spare time, so please be patient until then. I see. I was hoping to make your life at least a little easier, seeing how you already work too much as it is, but... I don't work that hard at all. I enjoy myself each and every day thanks to the other sparrows. Now, never mind all that. Would you like another helping, Mr. Cursor, Miss Mash? Ugh. It must be fate that brought you here. I'd love to hear more stories about the outside world. Madam! What's going on? Bandits! Bandits in the shrine! There are 3 bandits raiding the tribute hall even as we speak. They say they're from a place called Chaldea. All of us just like, oh. Oh, I knew I smelled something good this way. Feast your eyes, gentlemen. A veritable mountain of meat, fish, wine, and fruit, along with fixtures I don't quite recognize. What else could this be but a feast prepared in our honor? What do you think we should do, Diarmuid? This fish is really good. There's plenty of fat, and it's salted to perfection. I need something to wash it down. He's already taking in? The saber Diarmuid's practically overflowing with vitality. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Both of you, hold it right there. I know we've been lost in the mountains for 3 days ever since we ray-shifted here. Since I lost the communicator Fionn gave me, we're all physically and mentally exhausted, and our magical energy is just about gone. As such, I can understand why you would enter a building that appeared before our eyes without a second thought. Especially since nobody responded when we called out, and the back door was already open. And believe me, I want to jump in and feast on this mountain of delicacies we now see before us just as much as you. But even so, don't you think it's very likely this banquet is distinctly not meant for us? It might be the kind of enchanted food you can't put down until you realize you've turned into a pig. You two are Irish, don't you know not to eat the fairy food? This is delicious. I can't put it down. Here, Finn McCool, you must try this. This is ramen noodles served with cubed stewed pork. I learned about it in Chaldea. And this pork and veggie stir-fry. I had this in Chaldea too. I don't know about this. It's not that I'm being overly cautious like Gordolf, but... Come now, surely there is nothing for the captain of the Knights of Fionn to fear. Here you go. Pork is highly nutritious, easy to digest, and goes well with all sorts of things. As ingredients go, it's a solid B in every aspect. Go on then, eat up. Eat it. It tastes so good, you'll forget all about everything else. You know, my lord, I've thought for a long time now that you have a tendency to overthink things. We Celts don't need to think, we merely need to act. Now go on. Go on! Well, if you insist that much, I suppose I can't refuse. Alright, I'll have some. What the? I've never tasted anything like this. These ingredients are impossibly sublime. This is bad. It's so good I can't stop. My thumb is warning me this is dangerous, but I can't stop. It is no exaggeration to say there is something divine in this flavor. It can't possibly be evil. Diarmuid, I would next like to try that sumptuous-looking dish over there. Yes, that's it. The great big roast bird with its wings fully spread out. Perhaps it's a phoenix? Whatever it is, it's clearly been cooked to golden brown perfection. Would you get me some? Of course, the more you dig through this mountain of treats, the more unusual delicacies you find. No! Now the heavens shall wreak terrible vengeance upon us! I had no idea ray ships were so dangerous! Now! Hold it together, Gordolf. Staying cool under pressure is the mark of a capable commander. You're a mage, aren't you? Then you can take stock of this building and determine your current situation. First, there's this mountain of food, and a box with Holy Grail-like power emanating from the inside. This has got to be an offering to divine spirits, a relic that acts as the very heart of this building. Not to mention that disturbing magical energy flowing into the box every time those two eat something. What if the box ends up exploding? It certainly wouldn't be the first sort of engine trouble I've encountered. I say, you two. That's quite enough. Stop this at once before you might put my life in further danger. Here, I'll give you this beef jerky I've been holding on to as a secret last resort. So stop eating that food and fill yourselves up on this. I'm too late. They've both gone full wild man Celt. How does that boy manage to keep them in check? That does it. I'm getting out of here. I need to at least save myself if we're going to... Oh, what's this? Do we have some new faces getting a jump on the rest of us? A human with a couple of heroic spirits at that, as I live and breathe. Who are you, and when did you get behind me? Me? Why, I'm Chief Snake. Don't tell me you've never heard of the Enma-tei's 3 famous freeloaders. Well, there's no problem. I just came down here to sneak a teensy bit for myself. And lucky me, now I get to drink while feasting my eyes on these 2 luscious hunks. How about you, hun? Maybe you're not hungry, but surely you can still have a drink or two? Huh? Then, does that mean it's alright to eat this food? You're sure it's not poisoned? We won't be cursed or punished by the gods? Of course not, silly man. All that matters is that the offering's been offered up. The rules say anyone can eat anything once a day has passed, you know? Although, there is something strange about the offerings box. This could be pretty bad, in fact. It might have some not-so-good stuff built up inside it. Could be really bad for those two if it blows up, you know? Yes, I was just thinking the same thing. What would you do, Chief Snake, or whatever your name was? Me? Why, I'm just a little old snake charmer. I don't know much about this sort of thing at all. Still, if it's about to blow up, wouldn't it make sense to open the lid? That's it? I thought you were normally supposed to keep things of that sort closed, but I suppose they do things differently in Japan. Good to know. Gordy, you are so stupid. In that case, I have this well in hand. All I have to do is open the lid, you say? Huh. A brilliant 10-point landing for the commander. And now the opening. And now all's right with the world. Now I can dive into these piles of food with no reservations. Lancer, make sure you save some of that roast phoenix for... Huh? Now the box is glowing. Does that mean I'm gonna end up turning into a pig after all? Idiots. What happened here? Yes? Oh, if it isn't Cursor and Mashkarilite. I see. So you two are all right, too. I mean, I had a feeling that was the case, but still. Can we catch up later? What the hell happened here? Plates of food scattered everywhere, divine aura fading from this room as we speak. Are you the bandits that broke into the Enma-tei? How deeply embarrassing to think I lost control due to such overwhelmingly bright light. It must have been some ancient curse overflowing with life and vitality. Not even a servant could take it head-on and emerge unscathed. How are you faring, Diarmuid? My eyes are still recovering, my lord, but I am otherwise unfazed. It helps that I feel nice and full right now for some reason. Nonetheless, I must apologize for my actions. Lord Gordolf did warn us, but the food was just... And then, when the box started to glow, some fish got caught in my throat. I think I get the gist now. Do you mean to tell us you all barged here uninvited and helped yourselves to the offerings? Not to mention messed with the offering box, too. That's... Well, if you only look at the outcome, then yes, I suppose that's right. Indeed, I did open that box. An offering box, you said it was? Whatever it's called, I sensed something wicked lurking within. So in order to protect these two, as well as my own safety, I opened it up to vent some of its pressure. Surely there can't be any issue. As you can see, we are all safe, uninjured, and remain distinctly human. As for the food, I will of course be happy to apologize and to compensate for the loss as best as I can with the funds currently available to me. What do you think, madam? Is that okay? Sadly, no. It'll take more than an apology to solve this problem. You have no idea what you've all done. Huh? What is it, young lady? Strange. Despite her stature, she's just as imposing as my head maid. Who is this young lady, Cursor? She is the proprietress of this inn. She is? Then the tiny madam really does exist? Never mind me. Right now, I need to tell you all about the tribute hall, so listen up. This hall is the heart of the Enma-tei. It is dedicated to all the different Shinto gods. Whenever a guest finishes a stay here and goes home, it's customary for them to deposit their gratitude into the box. Now do you understand? That box contained every thank you we collected the previous year. The box contained gratitude? Wait, you mean that... Kiyohime? Shh. She's obviously talking about cold, hard QP. Don't make her spell it out. Well, some customers are certainly more grateful than others, but generally, Tamomo is right. Once we've collected a year's worth of gratitude, it's then customary to convert it with ritual prayers and offer it up to the gods of Izumo so that the next year will be safe and peaceful. But now that you Chaldeans have set it free, we can't let you leave. Oh, and why is that? Because if we do, the gods will end up punishing you. There are 2 weeks to go until the offering day. If you can't replenish the gratitude that escaped by then, you'll all be turned into pigs. I knew it! This is all so sudden that I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. But let me see if I have this straight. Mr. Gordolf released the magical energy that you plan to offer up to the gods in 2 weeks. So now we need to store up the year's worth of gratitude that was lost before these 2 weeks are up. That's right. Believe me. I understand that it's a lot to ask. I am afraid there is little I can do to help gather the gratitude you lost. It must be gathered by those who lost it and were cursed in the first place. If you don't want to turn into pigs, you'll need to find a way to fill the offering box up again. I see. So we need to recover last year's worth of gratitude in the span of 2 weeks. Surely that's not even possible. Isn't that well out of the bounds of what my limited funds could cover? Besides, how are we even supposed to fill an offering box with gratitude? Do we need to polish it every morning with a song in our heart or something? However you fill it is up to you. All I can say is this. Work. Gratitude is collected from all living things staying at the Enma-tei each and every day. If you all work here, you may be able to increase the amount of gratitude by ensuring the other guests are happy and satisfied. Miss Beni-enma, when you say you all, does that include us? Of course. If you don't do something, every Chaldean will end up a pig. That goes for you, Cursor, Mash, the Oni, that dragon. You'll all turn into pigs together. Senpai too? She said you too, Mash. Yeah, worry about yourself. You are our first new guests in a long while, so of course I never wanted this to happen. However, I cannot pay my employees with sympathy. Therefore, as a tormentor demon of hell, I'll be as ruthless as I must. Toshi, so show our new guests to their rooms. We can at least let them stay in the nicer ones. Well, everyone, whether you all spend the next 2 weeks as guests or employees is something you'll need to decide for yourselves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to our other guests. If you decide to work, just let one of the sparrows know. Tomomo and the other servants can at least chop firewood if nothing else. This is quite a pickle to start the new year off with, isn't it, Cursor? It's your fault. Still, we're all on the same team here. What do you say we all work together to make the best of it? Biting tongue on all sorts of things. You okay with this, Mash? Of course. Putting the circumstances that led to it aside, I think this will be a wonderful experience. You're so optimistic, Mash. I can't imagine anything more fun than working at the Hot Springs Inn together with you, Senpai. Mash, you're too optimistic for your own good. Wow. Farming still hasn't been unlocked? Really? Okay, I'm gonna do this section, because I assume that's when farming will open up. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do this section, but I'm starting to run a little long on this video, so I might end up splitting it into 2 videos. We shall see. Alright, here we go. Here you are, the Sparrow Hall. This is where Mr. Cursor and Miss Mash will be staying. We hope you will find it to your liking. Don't worry, we'll lock the doors tight when it's bedtime. Madam Beni insists that men and women only sleep by their side by side once they're happily married. Yes, of course. You know, everything else aside, I wonder how that line would be different if I was playing as female Ritsuka. Everything else aside, yes, Senpai, it's absolutely beautiful here. Look, we can see the entire mountain range from our window. Hi there, neighbor. I just stopped by to say hi from the Kingfisher Hole next door. That must be Tamamo, Kiyohime, and Tomoe. Come on in. Don't mind if we do. So you guys have a corner room. Wow, and I thought the view was good from our room. It would seem to be a bit larger than ours as well. I always thought Miss Beni-enma hated humans, but perhaps I was mistaken. A hot springs inn, food that grants stamina, out in the mountains with nothing better to do. It's bound to only be a matter of time before one thing leads to another here. Kiyohime, you're like 12. What a wonderful place. Stop that, you're like 12. All right, that's enough of that, Kiyohime. We have a serious job to do here, remember? And if we don't do it right, Master and Mash are going to pay the price just as much as we are. This is the Sparrow Room, yes? It's me, Gordolf. We're coming in. Oh, I see this room has quite a lot of charm as well. There's a warmth to these Japanese inns I rather like. Good, you're all here. It seems we were right to come this way, my lord. Indeed, we first thought we should go for a dip in these hot springs we've heard so much about, but sadly they're closed right now. So instead, we decided to come here and figure out our strategy. It would seem there is more to this inn than meets the eye. So you've all been to see your rooms then? Let me think. Let's see, I think there was... There, found it. Here you go. I tried making some tea with the leaves and teapot that came with the room. They even have manju to go with it. Why, thank you, demi-servant. Very considerate. My maids could learn a thing or two from you. Oh, but we mustn't let ourselves get sidetracked. The situation is most dire. What now? What can we do? I may be an eminently capable commander, but this is a foreign land. Not to mention I'm still thrilled to be at a hot springs inn for the first time in my life. I can't even begin to imagine how one might go about collecting gratitude. Do you have any ideas, Tamamo? This sort of thing isn't really my field of expertise, so I can't be 100% sure. But I think we should start with odd jobs, like Miss Beni-enma said. None of us are artisans, and we don't know the first thing about running an inn. So I say we start by finding tasks we know we can handle without a problem. That'll help us naturally get to know the inn's inner workings in terms of both layout and policies. As long as we do that, it won't be long before we know what we can do and what we want to do. So on that note, here you go, Master. Are these mystic codes? But there's something different about them. Ah! Senpai, these are yukata, traditional hot springs inn uniforms. I've always wanted to try one on. That's right, I thought you might need them, so I asked Miss Beni if she could spare some. It's a bit of a rush job, but I used a mix of my Shinto and curse powers, and of course the power of my love, to perfectly alter it to your size. Hey, no fair, Tamamo! Don't forget about me, I put in lots of love too. In fact, that kimono is one of my skills. Whenever you wear it, Master, you and I will be of one mind and one body. How encouraging. One can never have too much love. And you certainly are loved, aren't you, Master? Very well, then. I have a gift of my own to share. I spoke with some sparrows on our way here. I asked them if they had any jobs that needed to be done, and they told me something very interesting. The Enma-tei is run solely by Madame Beni-enma and her 9 apprentice sparrows, but they're currently short-handed thanks to the demonic monkey's mischief. I was further told that they have 3 specific jobs that require doing. First, procuring fresh, high-quality ingredients from the mountain and river. Second, procuring lumber, as they use it for firewood, making repairs, and so on. Third, chasing away the demonic monkeys, who have been up to no end of mischief as of late. So, what do you think? Doesn't that third one sound like something we could get started on right away? That's perfect! As warriors, getting rid of demonic monkeys would be right up our alley. And since it was our own failings that brought about this precarious situation, it is only right that we fight ourselves to the bone, even without pay. One might even say this will bring a whole new meaning to the word payback. Eh? Yeah, I don't really get it. Forgive me, my tongue is not nearly as sharp as Moraltalk's blade. I think it's best if you leave the wordplay to me from now on, Diarmuid. It is decidedly not your forte. Nonetheless, I like your spirit. Now then, if we're going to fight demonic monkeys, we should do so in the forest behind the inn. Master, feel free to command Diarmuid as you see fit. That goes for me too, of course, since I'm partially to blame for the disturbance at the tribute hall. Very well then, I'm officially delegating the field work to you and your team, Cursor. In the meantime, there's something that's been nagging at me, so I'm going to take a look around the inn and see what things are really like here. So we'll be splitting up to cover more ground then? Understood. Come on then, Master, let's go change into our Enma-tei work clothes and head outside. Collect lumber through quests. Execute a renovation quest, and the Enma-tei is remodeled. I see. Interesting. Interesting setup here. Okay then. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here and then do some grinding while I edit. So, you know, if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. Please, please, please tell your friends about the channel if you enjoy it, because they probably will too. And it really, really helps. My coffee link is in the description, if you are so inclined. And yeah, I'll see you all next time.